Welcome to 13 Knot Radio, and today we're going to be counting down the most disappointing films of the year. That's right, I said disappointing, not the worst films of the year. I didn't really want to do the worst films because had the big build up for some of these films and they were just disappointing as fuck. So I wanted to go and do something different and just say disappointing films of the year, because there is a lot worse films made than what I got on this list. And looking at this list, my most disappointing list of the year looks like y'all's top 10. So we're gonna get underway with a couple that I want to say that I did not get to see that could have made this list, judging by a lot of other people's posts, and that is Clownado by Todd Cheats and Rabid remake by the Saska twins. I didn't get to see either one of those, and they seem to get a lot of hate on a lot of people's pages, but I may like them. I don't know. I ain't seen them yet. A couple that could have made this list that did not. That what do you call honorable mentions, I guess, is outside of the top 10. Just outside the top 10 is 3 from Hell from Rob Zombie. I think one of the reasons I didn't have it in there is because I kind of knew it was not going to be as good as the other ones. So I went in with a not very high expectations of that film. And 47 Meters Down Uncaged did not make the top 10, but it wasn't as good as the first one. That's for damn sure. That was to be expected. Was not very good though. I'll put it that way. Now we're going to get into the top 10, and I don't have a DVD of number 10, and I haven't even fucking seen number 10, but we're going to give it to Black Christmas, and you get it anyway for making a PG-13 slasher movie. Yeah, you get in the top 10 for that. Just for that reason, you in the top 10, and I ain't even seen the fucking movie yet. Black Christmas 2019. Number 10 most disappointing film of the year, and it's probably a lot higher than that. I just ain't seen the motherfucker yet. I tried to go see it, but it only lasted like 2 weeks in the fucking theater here. I tried to go see it on the second week or the third week, and it was already off. Too good. It was too late. Number 9 could also be in the top 10 this year, even though it's in my top 10 most disappointing. It's number 9. But it's actually not a bad film. I put it in the most disappointing, and the reason why it's in the most disappointing is Child's Play remake. We got about 3 remakes right here in a row. So, well, what was it? 4 remakes. Fuck, a lot of remakes. Fucking got bad reviews from me, I guess. I mean, Child's Play didn't get a terrible review, but I hated the fucking doll. The doll looked like shit. There was a couple of good kills in the film, I think. I think the most notable one was the Christmas lights one with the tiller. But overall, it lost the slasher feel for me because Charles Lee Ray was not involved in the film. It was a fucking robot that just went fucking haywire. And I don't know. It definitely, but it is a watchable film. It's probably the most watchable film out of this top 10 for me. So, Child's Play at number 9. Number 8 is Pet Sematary remake, which is, to tell you the truth, another one that is watchable. But the reason why it makes I'm giving you the reasons why it makes my top 10 is because the motherfucker didn't really bring nothing new to the table. And what it did brought to the table, it fucking lessened. It was less fulfilling than the original, the only thing I liked about this film that they kind of brought new, I think, to me, like, no character in the film was better than the old characters, except maybe the little girl who was the star of the film, and she actually is the new Gage, really, because she's the one that gets hit by the truck and not Gage. And she was the only one out of the whole fucking film that was better. I did like the guy that played Judd, but overall, the kids with the mask on and burying the animals, that was the more creepiest part of the film for me, and the only redeeming factor, really. But even though the film is okay, it still was disappointing to me overall. Especially when you're gonna remake a film like that, but you gotta come with it. I mean, fuck, do something that's gonna. I mean, it's a fucking big film. It's kind of like I don't know, you just gotta fucking do better than that. If you're gonna remake Pet Sematary, you gotta do something new, something fucking badass, and they just didn't do it. Everything was lower scale budget. It looked cheaper made and everything, even though the budget, I don't know, I think it was like 9 million. All right, what are we on now? Number 7, most disappointing film of 2019 is It Chapter 2. It was too goddamn long, and I thought I just didn't like it. I didn't like the whole thing. There was one good kill in the whole fucking thing, and the kills seemed repetitive overall. I think there was 2 good scenes that I liked in this one. I didn't enjoy it as much. I thought the ending was fucking terrible as the damn Scorpion King. I should have just called it Scorpion King remake, but I didn't on that one. But that's number 7. Number 6 is I heard rave reviews about this. I couldn't wait to see it. I was like, oh god, it's gonna be fucking good. It's gonna be one of them metal movies. And number 6 is Lords of Chaos. Ah, fuck, dude. I was so disappointed in this film. I was hoping it was gonna be more about the music, and it was less about the music and more about burning churches and shit. And that was all it was really about. I thought the actors and shit did okay, but I wanted to see more of the first part, the fucking music and shit. But after the lead singer died, this motherfucker took a fucking wicked nosedive from me. So I didn't learn shit about the music. Fuck, and it was just about burning churches and stuff. So now we're down to number 5. Number 5. This was built up by a few people. The Prodigy. This motherfucker right here. And it's not a terrible movie. But if you're going to rip off South Park, you're going to get in my top 5. It is a serial killer who is reborn into a kid that was being born at the same time a dude's death, which is a ripoff of Exorcist 3, pretty much. And also, it was a serial killer who fucking cut off the right hands, and it is like in South Park, Season 8, Episode 13, the serial killer in that episode cuts off the right hand of his fucking victims, and anybody that's going to rip off South Park is definitely going to make my... And I love South Park, but, you know, you just can't be ripping off the serial killer in South Park. There may be a real serial killer that actually cut off the right hands, but the only one I can think of is in fucking South Park. Season 8, Episode 13, go check it out. It's a fucking good episode. And number 4, I had a tough time choosing between this one and another movie for number 4, but we're going to go with Happy Death Day 2 is the number 4 most disappointing film of 2019. And the reason why that is because it basically wasn't horror for me. I mean, at all. They had a little bit of horror in the first one, and I enjoyed Happy Death Day. Part 1, Part 2 just went fucking no horror at all. It's straight up comedy. I don't even remember any death scenes at all, hardly in it. So, I mean there was, but I think there was a scene. The first of it was the only good scene I liked in the whole fucking film. Now, number 3 is in a lot of people's top 10. This is number 3 most disappointing for me. And it is, I forgot the fucking dude's name. Gasper knows what the fuck, his name is fucking Climax. This movie that was not horror. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was not fucking horror. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. It has some cool visuals. But other than that, I haven't enjoyed either fucking one of them films, Reversible or Climax, at all. But he has some good, shot. I mean, the cinematography, everything was beautiful, and the music's cool. But the story, and it was boring as shit to me. Number 2, I do not have a fucking copy of this and will not buy a fucking copy of this, and it is fucking Annabelle Comes Home. Annabelle Comes Home is probably the worst fucking movie in the franchise of the whatever movies they are that they've done spin-offs of. It was, and most of these movies are kind of based off a true story. Annabelle's even based off a true story. But when you start throwing in werewolf fucking ghost and shit, you fucking lose me on that. I'm sorry. So that one definitely comes in at number 2 for me. I seen it in the theater and it was fucking awful. So I don't have no intentions of ever watching that movie again. Number 1, I think we all know what it is from if you follow me on social media at all, and if you follow my reviews. Number 1, Most disappointing film of 2019 is Ari Aster's Midsummer. I don't have a fucking Blu-ray of this because I bought it and I fucking got rid of that son of a bitch as fast as I could before I blew it up. That motherfucker was... I lost 10 years of my goddamn life watching that. I will never get back. It was that fucking long of a movie. Actually, it was only 3 years long, but I mean 3 years. 3 hours long or something, but it felt like fucking 10 years to get through. The only 2 kills in the movie worth a fuck. They committed suicide. They jumped off the cliff. And if I'd have started in that motherfucker, that's probably what I would have done too. I don't blame them at all for jumping off a cliff, being in that motherfucker movie. They are actually fucking subscribing Midsummer for a sleep disorder. If you can't sleep, watch this movie. You will fall the fuck out about 20 minutes in. It took forever to get through this movie. Even though the cinematography and everything is great, the story just is not worth the wait. This movie should have been cut down to about an hour and a half and you would have probably been fucking good, but you're trying to get too artsy just to be fucking artsy with it, Ari Aster. And I fucking couldn't stand it. Will never watch that movie again. Worst goddamn film I've seen in 2019. It's definitely at the top for me. There's no other one, Midsummer. And I know a lot of people are raving about the movie. I don't know what the fuck for. I mean, the acting, I guess, was good. And cinematography, and it, I mean, it's, I don't know. The story just wasn't that great to me. The ending didn't do nothing for me. Ari Aster just has a bunch of bitches screaming in it the whole fucking time. That's not what, I mean, if you look up Ari Aster films in Hereditary and Midsummer, all you're gonna see is bitches like, I mean, you can see images pop up of just bitches screaming. That's just, ah! That's all you see. Look it up. You're gonna see the girl in Midsummer screaming like throughout the film, like 50 million fucking times or whatever, just screenshots of her screaming. The woman in fucking Hereditary screaming. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. I'm gonna try to get my 10 best of 2019 done soon. I finally got all of them in. The only one I still haven't seen is Parasite, that I think might be in there. I haven't seen Dr. Sleep either, but we'll see if I can get those in before I do the top movies of 2019. I also want to do top indie films of 2019. And when I say indie, I mean lower budget indie films. I'm not talking about 150,000 to fucking $1 million. Those are going in my Hollywood shit. Not I'm talking about movies that are under $100,000. Or at least I think they're under $100,000. If they are over, then they surprise me. Anyway, that's been the most disappointing films of 2019. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Y'all come back and hang again sometime.